Hello dear learners, welcome back to the next video. In this video we are going to see the numericals on the moment distribution method. If you remember, in the last lecture we had the introduction to the moment distribution method, in which we have understood certain parameters such like the carryover factor and the distribution factor. All these various terminologies which we have learnt in the last lecture are to be applied on the numericals for analyzing the beams. Let us see the first continuous beam, in which you can see we are having a continuous beam ABC with the imposed load of 80 kilonewton and 60 kilonewton. And one more thing, that their value of moment of inertia is not same. So in this particular case, whenever we have to analyze, we have to be very much cautious about substituting the value of moment of inertia into the various formulation which we are going to come across in the analysis of this particular beam. Now, as far as the first step is concerned, so whenever we are going to come across a continuous beam or any sort of a beam which is to be analyzed by a moment distribution method, in that case the very first step which we have to adopt is to find out the fixed moment, and we know how the fixed moments for the various spans are to be worked out. So here you can see I have two spans AB and BC imposed with the point loads with the eccentricity about the supports. Is it okay? So accordingly, selecting that appropriate formulation for the standard case of that beam, we have selected that individual formulation and we have simply substituted the values of the various parameters in this formula. For example, W, A and B, and this particular total length of the span and individual span. So first we have found out MAB bar, fixed moment about point A, then MBC, then MAB, then BA, then BC and CB. So accordingly we have substituted the value of loads and the various spans and we got the value of the fixed moment. Let me have it very much clear at this moment. These fixed moments are not the final moment. Here you can see certain discrepancy we can observe about a common point. For an example, MBA should be equal to MBC, but it is not the case here. MBA is equal to 15 and MBC is equal to minus 13.33. So there is a non-uniformity for the moment about a particular support on the either spans. So one thing is very much sure, as we are dealing with the moment distribution, we have to distribute the uneven moment about that particular joint, for which after finding out the fixed moment, the next job is to find out the distribution factor. So we know that whenever we are going to come across a distribution factor, we have to do it in a very systematic way, for which we have prepared this particular table. So first column is for joint, about that joint which members are meeting, such as BA and BC. Relative stiffness means stiffness of an individual member. For BA, the stiffness will be I by L. So moment of inertia for the first span is 2I and length is equal to 4. So substituting those value, we got a value of K1 is equal to 0.5 I. Similar is the case with the second relative stiffness for the second span BC. So here again it is 3 by 4 I by L. Why it is 3 by 4? Because we are talking about joint B, but its far end is a simple support, whereas this was not true for this particular BA, because about point B far end was fixed, so the relative stiffness was simply I by L. But this is not true for the second span, as the far end is simple support, so the relative stiffness is always 3 by 4 of I by L. As far as the value of I is concerned, for this BC span, it is simply I. So substituting that value, we can find out a value of K2 is equal to 0.25 I. Is it okay? So after finishing with this, working out the relative stiffness, next is to find out the total relative stiffness about that particular joint. So it is simply K1 plus K2. So algebraic summation of K is equal to 0.75 I. Is it okay? Now, as far as the distribution factor is concerned, what is the distribution factor? It is the ratio of relative stiffness of an individual member divided by the total stiffness about that particular joint. So accordingly, we have substituted the value of K1 and summation of K, and we got the value 0.66 for the member BA about point B. So here, whatever distribution factor we shall be finding out, those are related to that common joint. So here I am finding out the distribution factor about this particular joint B. Why it is so? Because about point B, for span BA it is 15, and for span BC the friction moment is equal to minus 13.33. That is not equal. So this ununiformity is to be distributed on the far ends about that particular joint. That is why we have to find out the distribution factor about this particular joint B. Is it okay? So this is how we have found out the distribution factor for BA and BC. Moving ahead, the next important job is to enumerate what we have found out, that is the various friction moments, and then we have to prepare once again this particular table, which is called as a moment distribution table, in which the very first thing which we have to introduce is, you can see here, A joint, so A joint, B joint, so B, C, and so C. So this is how we are going to prepare this particular table. So this area is used for the distribution of the moment, whereas about this line near this joint I will be introducing the distribution factor. So already we have worked out the value of distribution factor for BA, that was equal to 0.66, and for BC it was equal to 0.33. Is it okay? So this was the second thing which we have found out. As far as the first thing which we have found out was friction moments, and second was the distribution factor. So already I have introduced the distribution factor into this particular table. Now it's time to introduce the friction moment. So here you can see friction moment MAB is equal to minus 45, MBA is equal to plus 15, MBC is equal to minus 13.33, and MCB is equal to 26.67. So this is how we have compiled the data which is right now available with us. Now we are more focusing about this particular joint B, and while distributing the moment about this point B, we have to take enough care about a fact that which is our far end. So far end on the right hand side is C, which is simple support, whereas on the left hand it is a fixed support. We know about fixicity, there always a friction moment, but when it comes to a simple support, the moment about that particular point has to be equal to 0. So that is what we are going to do in this second step. So I hope you all have got what are these various values. First is distribution factor, and second is the friction moment, which we have already found out by this particular calculation according to the standard cases. Now I was talking about joint B and its far end. So here we'll focus first of all about this particular joint C. C joint is a simple support, so obviously the moment about this particular C joint has to be equal to 0. Now you can see here already there is a moment plus 26.67. If I have to make it equal to 0, so what is the probable solution? The only solution is to add minus 26.67 about this particular joint C. So here I have added minus 26.67. So if I do the algebraic summation of this, ultimately moment about point C will be equal to 0. That I will be showing in the later stage. Now I have done something to minimize this value to equal to 0. That is, I have added minus 26.67 so that bending moment about this point will be equal to 0. Now according to the thing which we have already studied into the earlier lecture, that there has to be the distribution of this particular thing. Is it okay? So this what we have added, so as to nullify the effect of moment about point C, half of that has to be transferred to the far end. So exactly half of this minus 26.67 is been transferred about joint B. So this is what is the first thing which we have done. What we can say here, we have distributed the unequal moment on the far end. So here now why we have distributed unequal? Because there was a condition that this support was a simple support, so its bending moment has to be equal to 0. For that I have added this, so half of that has to be transferred through the far end. So this is what is the initial stage to be done with this particular analysis. Now after doing the basic, what we can say, distribution of the moment so as to make the bending moment about point C is equal to 0, now it's time to find out the total moment about that particular joint. So here total moment about that point joint is equal to what? A about joint A is equal to minus 45. So as it is, there is nothing to be done with this particular fixed support. No any carry over is been taken to this A because it is already a fixed end. Is it okay? Now as far as this is concerned, joint B, for BA it is plus 15 as it is, whereas half from this side, and already there was minus 13.33 here, so total comes out to be minus 26.67. so these are the final moments which are available right now, and here is the moment where we have to decide that how the distribution has to be done. Is it okay? So here I have to do certain basic calculation which we have already seen into the earlier lecture. But the most important thing which is to be understood here, once again we'll try to understand. Here there is what we can say difference of moment for the span BA and BC, whereas to keep this joint B in the equilibrium, the moment for BA should be equal to moment for BC, and this is the necessity why I have to do the distribution of the moment, and why this particular method is been called as a moment distribution method. Is it okay? Now next thing is, what we have to do here? Nothing, it is already 0. What we have to do here? There is what we can say unequal moments about the spans BA and BC. So we'll try to find out the difference between these two, and that difference is to be multiplied by this value in the negative sense. So let me make it clear in the next step. So we'll do the distribution of the moment, for which what I have said, I have to find out the difference between these two, means plus 15 minus 26.67. in this bracket you can see the difference between the two moments about point, what we can say, B, and what we are going to do, it is to be multiplied by the distribution factor, because already we have studied that whatever distribution of the moment will be taking place, it is always related to the relative stiffness. So here on this side, though it is a what we can say a distribution factor, but already we have seen the relative stiffness for this span is something other than what we had for this. So in that proportion there has to be the distribution of the moment, and that is why first of all I have to find out the difference between these two, that is plus 15 minus 26.67, and that is to be multiplied by the negative sense of the distribution factor. That is why I have put it here minus. So every time whenever we will be doing the distribution of the moment, we have to take an utmost care for multiplying that difference with this particular minus. And why this is so? Because here you will understand into the next step why it is to be done as a minus, because here something is to be balanced on the left hand of B as well as on the right hand side of the B. Is it okay? So here what I did is difference between the two moments about point B multiplied by negative of 0.66 distribution factor is equal to plus 7.78. so that multiplication factor comes out to be plus 7.78. so here you can see this bracket was minus into bracket minus, so it has become positive 7.78. same is to be done with the right hand part of this particular B joint. Is it okay? So again, what difference between these two multiplied by distribution factor into the negative sense, means minus in the bracket plus 15 minus 26.67 into 0.33. this is not 0.66, this is 0.33. so let me make it a small correction here, it is not 0.66, it is 0.33. Is it okay? So that total value comes out to be equal to 3.89. so once again I apologize that I have committed a mistake here, that is not 0.66, it is 0.33 as the distribution factor for BC is equal to 0.33, so it is to be multiplied with that individual distribution factor. So this value came out to be equal to plus 3.89. Now the next step is to carry over the moments. Now how this particular carryover methodology is to be done, you can see into the next step. So here already the what we can say unbalanced moments about point B on left and on the right hand side is given here. Now from that value we have to do the carryover of this particular thing. So while doing the carryover, whatever value we have about that particular joint, half of that is to be transferred to the far end. Is it okay? So my plus 7.78, its half will be 7.78 divided by 2 to be transferred on near far end B. Is it okay? So near end moment, half of it is transferred to the far end. Why it was possible? Because this is a fixed end, that's why it is possible for joint A, but it is not true for this particular joint C. Why it is not possible? Because we can't carry over the moment near the joint which is already a simple support, because the bending moment about this particular point has to be already equal to 0. So we are not going to transfer anything to this. So only one carry over we can do into this, that is from joint B to joint A and half of its value. So here you can see I have done the carryover, that is 7.78 divided by 2 is equal to plus 3.89. So as I have transferred plus as it is, so this is also another thing to be taken into account while transferring the carryover moment. So here you can see nothing is going to get transferred to this particular joint. So this is how we have done the first iteration for the moment distribution about this particular joint B. So ultimately we are in a position to understand now, we are able to do the algebraic summation of all the moments in the vertical direction. So here about joint A, what is the total moment? Minus 45.0, and the carryover has, it is equal to plus 3.89. So the difference between these two, or algebraic summation of these two, comes out to be equal to minus 41.11. Is it okay? Now secondly, total moment about point B for span BA is plus 15 and plus 7.78. So the blue value and the red value has been added together, because this was the what we can say distributed moment about point B for BA span. Is it okay? And half of that was been transferred away. So only those moments which are been carried over are to be added to the total moment available about that particular joint. So this is how plus 15 plus 7.78 is equal to 22.78. Is it okay? Similarly on this side, BC side, about point B, minus 26.67 plus 3.89. So algebraic summation of these two gives you the value minus 22.78, and here all values of bending moment are equal to 0. So this is what was the concern why we had the moment distribution for this particular problem. Is it okay? So you can see here, this is a fixed end, so there is a fixed end moment of minus 41.11. About point B, for span BA, moment is plus 22.78, and for BC about point B, minus 22. So this has been equalized. So this was the basic motive of this particular moment distribution into this particular problem, so that now I can say joint B is in equilibrium. Is it okay? So this is how we have to follow the procedure. There are basically only 3 to 4 steps. First step is to find out the fixed end moment considering an individual span, then to find out the distribution factor considering that individual joint about which members are meeting, and then proceed further with this particular tabulation in which we are going to do the moment distribution. Is it okay? So this is how we have to do the formation of table and substituting the value of DF and FEM, and after that we'll be coming to this particular joint B where we find the difference in the moment for the either spans, and that is what is to be distributed. And the most important thing which we have to understand is algebraic summation of these two moment about point B multiplied by distribution factor in the negative sense, and that is why it is equal to minus. So working out these values, if the far end is fixed, the carryover is to be done, otherwise not. So here C point is far end for the B joint, so no any what we can say carryover of the moment has been done toward the C joint. And after understanding, as we go in the downward direction, these value go on converging. So earlier it was 15, now it came to 7.78. Now if we proceed with the third iteration, so here you can see after finishing with this algebraic summation of these two into distribution factor into negative sense, so already it is equal to 0. That means there is no any further iteration possible for this particular sort of a problem. Is it okay? So I hope you all are getting what is going on in this analysis of a continuous beam by the moment distribution method. Is it okay? So let us move to the next part of this particular problem. Here you can see the original beam, and I have constructed two diagrams from the available values which we had earlier. Is it okay? So this is the final end moments which we have tabulated from the earlier table. Those are the final moments about that particular joint, and I have simply plotted all those to get a fixed and bending moment diagram. Then next step is to draw the free bending moment diagram. We know the maximum bending moment for that single standard case for first span and the second span. Accordingly we are going to find out this particular values, and we know the last objective is to superimpose these two bending moment and find this resultant moment about this particular joint. So here it is equal to 60, and about this particular joint, whatever will be this particular fixed end moment, fixed end bending moment, that two differences are to be taken, and this gives you the resultant. Same is the case with this particular values. This value minus ordinate of this bending moment will give you the resultant value. So this is what is a standard procedure which we are going to adopt. Still we have not solved the total problem. The basic objective for analyzing any sort of a beam is to find out the shear force and the bending moment diagram. Now as far as the bending moment diagrams are concerned, all the bending moments are in front of you, but as far as the shear force is concerned, there one most important thing which we have to work out is the values of the reaction about point A, B and C. So in this case we are not working out this value because this is simple what we can say part of that particular finding out the support reaction. What we have to do is we have already done into the earlier cases like fixed end moment and the continuous moment, continuous beam analysis, that we have treated this continuous beam in an individual span. We have shown all the active and reactive forces on that, and we have worked out the value of RA, RB and RC. So you can please refer to the earlier videos in which I have demonstrated how to find out the reaction at the last, so that we can construct the shear force diagram. So right now this is what I can have, as we know that finding out the reactions and finding out the shear force are just merely a simple job. So I am not going to put much more effort on finding out those particular thing, but definitely when it comes at certain point of time, definitely we'll be taking one more problem to find out the reaction. So this is what we have for this particular problem.